Now a story to trump all getting lost stories. This one's a doozy. A few years ago, musician Jon Pontrello decided to go backpacking on a 2-day hike with a pal in Washington State Park. Now, the first night out, the tarp collapsed on top of them, full of rainwater. They were soaking wet. So the next morning, they did what anyone would do in that situation. They started heading back out the way they'd come in. The only problem was, the snow that was falling had covered their path.
So we decided to just kind of go down the mountain, which it wasn't the best idea, but that's what we did. And we kind of ended up in a snowdrift. And in this kind of valley, we were just kind of walking around in circles, and we kind of wore ourselves out, and we just had no kind of physical energy anymore. And then it just realized that we didn't know where we were at all. We hid under a tree stump for most of that day because it was raining really hard. And then that evening, we decided to kind of look for the trail again, and we kind of hiked along what we thought was parallel. And we kept on thinking we saw footsteps that were maybe our own. We'll start again tomorrow morning. So we kind of like slept under a log on Wednesday night. And then Thursday morning, we woke up, and we were so cold that we just assumed that we were going to wait for someone to rescue us. The time here kind of just stretched out here from Thursday till Friday, and we just laid in the same place until Saturday morning. And Saturday morning is when I was like really losing touch. Like I was seeing things, I was seeing people, I was hearing people. I would close my eyes and be in like another world. In this moment of clarity, I realized like probably no one's going to come and rescue us, and it was really up to us. Well, the whole time we kind of had the idea that we would just follow water, and that would eventually lead us to the ocean, even if it was like 30 or 40 miles away. And it had been raining like torrentially this whole time. Like it was just crazy rain. And so when we stood up, we were just so weak. We were like falling over and stuff, and we were still kind of in a snowdrift, So we kind of walked around in circles for a while trying to find a stream, and like we're falling over in the snow and stuff. But what eventually happened is we found some stream, and we followed it, and it got really big. Then there was a stream on our right that was also too big to cross, and it eventually came to a head, and it was a waterfall. It was kind of like do or die, So we climbed down this waterfall. Then we got to the other side of the river, and we hiked along it for a while, but I kept on thinking that I could see kind of like a boardwalk on the other side. And when it was still light out, we were just so exhausted that we just went to sleep. That night I had this dream. We were at like this like gathering at this kingdom, and it was like this royal exchange where they gave us these blankets. They were circular blankets that had footsteps on them. And then they would dance on these blankets, and the blankets would record their footsteps. My birthday is on March 28th, and that was the morning that we woke up. And it had been raining this whole time, but on Sunday morning, like after this crazy night, we woke up, and the sun was like completely out. Like there was not a cloud in the sky. It was clear blue. We were on this, the side of a hill, and then we came around this corner, and there was kind of a clearing in the trees, and the sun was pouring through the trees, and it was golden. And while we were there, like I just had a feeling like, all right, we can do this. Like we're gonna make it. And not too long after that, probably within a half an hour, we came upon the trail. We followed that trail for a couple miles to an emergency shelter. So we just laid in this field and laid in the sun pretty much all day. But then a helicopter flew over right at tree level. Not too long after that, a ranger showed up, and he was like the first guy we'd seen. It was kind of surreal seeing another person.
Good gosh, that is an incredible story of surviving the elements And that experience of being lost in the woods inspired a song on Jon's brand new album. Here's Lost.
When I was dying, I was only lost, but still my tears turned to frost. My life was passing before my eyes, things were looking grim, and I turned over and I saw him wasn't doing so well, wasn't doing so well. I closed my eyes, cut my heart open, and you will see a spider's web connects you to me. And I had no power, no electricity. I was like a magnet without gravity. I was floating through the stars. I was floating through the stars. I was floating away and out. And I saw nothing. I saw the void, and by its pressure I was nearly destroyed. My heart grew brighter, though its opposite haunts my day. But love is stronger, and it brought me back to stay for a while, for a smile, to soften the glow.
That is Lost by songwriter Jon Pontrello, a song that captures the feeling of what it was like being lost in the woods in the middle of winter.